Good afternoon, YouTube. I know I caught you off guard, didn't I? I always start off by saying good morning, but I'm shooting this one in the afternoon. Can you believe it? Well, so today we thought we'd come at you with a tool haul and kind of show you some of the goodies we found and kind of let you see what we have there. But before we get started into that, you notice anything different about me? What do you think it is? Well, if you said that I look a little more pretty because I got a trim, ding, 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 you're right. So I went through and actually just got back from seeing my daughter. She's a cosmetologist and she gave me a nice little trim on top. She gave me a nice little trim on the beard. And part of the reason why is because when I was trying to trim it up myself, well, I just jacked up my beard. And so I had to go see the professional in order to get it fixed back up for me. So there you go. Anyways, so as we get going, the tool haul that we're going to bring to you actually was in a couple different places. One, we went to a flea market, and then we also went to some antique stores, which antique stores I typically don't go to. But anyways, there was a couple different finds there. The flea market one, incidentally, there was a couple different spots that I found that were some goodies there. And so maybe it's not everything something that everybody collects, but for me, it just, you know how I am. It's just some good stuff for me. So I just thought I'd share it with you. Are you ready? All right, let's go jump in and let's see what we can find. All right, here we go. Okay, and we're back. So where do we start? We have a few things we want to show you, but since the vise is right here, right in front of us, let's start off with that. So I don't know about you friends out there, if you collect vices, if you use a vise or not. But for me, I found this and I thought, wow, that's a beaut. And so as we go through and look at this, it's a beautiful Wilton vise. Now it's a little 3-inch, so it's not a really big vise. But my goodness, this thing weighs a ton here. And so as we go through, I found this at a antique store, incidentally. So I was walking through and this thing is just beautiful. It just works just really nice and I love it. Now I have a couple other vices. I have a 4-inch vise, and I also have a larger 5-inch vise and a post leg vise and such like that. So, but this one here, I never had a bullet vise. I never had a Wilton that way. So I thought, I'm going to clean this up. I can just see the vision now. Polish this up here, polish this up right over here, polish this up right here, and just kind of do some research, maybe do a original paint color here, bring this bad boy back to life. And so I love that. Now, do you know anything about vices? I don't know. If you do, then you know that probably these things, no matter what, if it's Wilton and it's a bullet vise, minimum price tag that I see around this area anyways, $200, 200 plus. And so when I found this one here, here's the price tag on it that I seen on the vise itself. It said $100. Well, and remember a few videos back, I said, well, if you never ask, you'll never get. Well, I went through and I asked. And so I went up there to the lady and I said, hey, is this price firm on here? She goes, well, what were you thinking? And I said, well, I was thinking I'd like to offer you $75. And she says, well, let me make a phone call to the owner of that particular booth and let's see what we can do. So I went and shopped around and came back, and sure enough, $75 I got this bad boy for. And I got to tell you, I love this thing. So I can't wait to get this in one of our videos and restore it. So that's coming up. So let's see if I can scoot this thing back just a little bit here. So that's our Wilton find for $75. Now, I went to a flea market and I found some goodies over there too. And so let me show you what I found. So we have this channel lock brand that's here. And so as we go through and look at this, we can see that indeed is channel lock that's there. And so we have some little cutters here, but notice they're not straight. They're at an angle. I forget exactly what they call that. In fact, if you remember, put that down in the comments below if you don't mind there. But I always like to pick these up if I can. Now, the qualifications for me is, like for instance on these cutters, I got to go through and hold it up to the light. If I can see daylight through this portion right here, no dice. I can't fix that. And so I just pass on those. But this one here, you can see, man, they're just tight. And so that's beautiful. The other qualification in order for me to pick them up is that the handles have got to be solid. Now they can be dirty because we can clean up dirty, but what we can't do is fix if it's tore or something like that. In fact, I had one of our viewers who went through and they said, "Hey, Jesse, how does soaking this in evaporust affect the handle?" Well, it doesn't, as long as there's no tears. So in other words, if there's a way for it to get underneath it, then yeah, that's gonna hurt it just a little bit. Now it can literally get in over here, but I have not had that experience, and so my experience is these bad boys clean up nice. And get this, you ready? I'm gonna flip it over. You ready? $1. I picked it up for $1. And so by the time I put that into some evaporized rust, and then I go through and I clean this up, that's going to be beautiful. So that's my dollar find there. Incidentally, I paid 50 cents or $1 for this one. And so notice it's a channel lock as well. And so as we go through, now this one has a little more surface rust on it, but the teeth are good. The handles are really good. They're just a little bit dirty. My goodness, I picked these up all day long for $1. I grew up on that channel lock brand, and they're really good brand, actually. You just got to clean them up. Got to take good care of them. And so obviously these have been abused just a little bit. So again, 50 cents or $1. I forget exactly what I had there. So now, the other thing that I picked up at a different booth, I seen that this gentleman had some old wrenches over there. Now, you remember a few videos back, we were doing those 3 bags of wrenches for $4.26. Remember what one of the finds were? Remember, it was a Kmart wrench, or actually, I think we had 2 or 3. Well, lo and behold, check this out. I got me some more Kmart. Now, I know what you're thinking. What in the world is wrong with you? Why are you buying Kmart? Well, I'll tell you why I'm buying Kmart is because I don't have Kmart. And none of my friends have Kmart. I'm the only guy who has Kmart. Now, maybe that makes me kind of off my rocker a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, and so I got these, and I just thought, you know what? I have those other wrenches. That just make a nice little collection there. Now, these ones here I paid $3 for, so $1 a piece. And so, I just thought, you know what? That shit's kind of fun. And so when I go to McDonald's, man, I'm going to spend more than $3, and I'll be able to hold on to these bad boys for the rest of my life if I want to, right? And so that's what I got there. Now, I also went through and picked up something else I thought was kind of cool. And I ponied up for this, and maybe it's just too much money. But you notice what it says on there? It says Rambler. And now, if you recall, there were some old Ramblers cars that were made. Now, the reason why I picked this up is because I remember specifically a good friend of mine, Dan, and man, we still vacation together every once in a while and such. But I remember his very first car was a Rambler. And I just thought, man, this brings back so many memories of that car. And I just thought, you know what? Yeah, I'd pay that just for the memory. And so how cool is that? I mean, that is just awesome. So anyways, that's another one that I ponied up for. So let's see here. A couple more wrenches that were in here. And so what ended up happening is that this whole bundle right here of the sockets and this other wrench and these 2 wrenches, I was buying it after I bought a few of these other ones. He said, you know what, just give me $5 and you can have the whole container. Now I was at a flea market. I didn't bring me a bag, and I thought, you know what, I paid $5 just so I don't have to put all this stuff in my pocket. And so I did. I gave him $5, and look what I got. You see that there? It's a Plumb. Wow, check that out. Now, it's a smooth handle Plumb, and so it doesn't have any of that pebble finish on it. But lo and behold, I got 2. Check that out. So I got 2 Plumbs that are here in this box. Now, this one's a 9/16. This was a double open end wrench. And so we got 5/8 on this side, 9/16 on this side. Oh, my goodness. This will add nicely to my collection because on my flat Plumb-handled wrenches, face wrenches, I don't have these 2. So I just thought, man, that's good. So $5, remember? So he had these priced individually at $1 each. And then remember we talked about these department store brands. Check that out, Powercraft. If you recall, Powercraft is the old Montgomery Wards. And so I happened to pick up a ratchet the other day. It said Powercraft. I picked up some sockets that said Powercraft. And then all of these say Powercraft, except for, I think this one doesn't say Powercraft, I think. think this, yeah, this one's a Thorson. That's the only one there. Now, check this one out. Man, look at that. This is all chrome and the way it came factory finished. And then this one here looks like it's been ground on or something. And so remember that one video where we did the cutoff Craftsman, we call it the Cray and the S-Men wrenches. So this is I'm going to add that to that collection because, again, it goes to illustrate that sometimes we get into a need. Obviously, this socket just didn't fit in that space. And so this guy had to grind it down in order for it to just slip in that hole and just for it to get out the bolt that way. At least that's what it reminds me of. So that's going to be kind of fun. But the rest of these are all powercraft. And so one of these days we'll bust out our Montgomery Ward's brands and we'll show you what we have there. So anyways, so this was $5 with all of those. It came with this powercraft wrench. It came with the 2 plumbs. It came with all of these things here. And so I thought, man, I can't go wrong with that. So anyways, that was one of the booths that we stopped at. And then we stopped at another booth. I was getting ready to leave and I thought, you know what? There's one more aisle I didn't go down. And so I went down that aisle and I got to looking around and the gentleman actually was at the restroom. And so I talked to his wife and I was talking to her about this. What do you think about that? Is that beautiful? Man, just the box is beautiful, isn't it? And you can tell there's some goodies in here. And so it's an old snap-on box here. And so let's see if I can open it up here for us without spilling everything. So as we go in, notice that we have this snap-on slider bar that's here. And so how beautiful is that? So it's a 9/32 slider bar, by the way, so it's not quite 1/4 inch. So it's a midget ratchet set and socket set. As you can see right there, actually it says midget. And so no snap-on that's there. And man, I thought, wow, look at that. And then we have these, all of the snap-on sockets are matching. And so it's not a complete set, but we do have that there. In fact, let me turn it around just a little bit, I believe. Yeah. And so you can see how it had the old snap-on logo that's there. And so this is a 7/16. That's on that particular socket there. But we have quite a number of them. Now this would have been right here for a T-bar, and then this would have been for some more sockets right in that area there. But my goodness, I seen that and I just love these old tools like that. So you know what, I paid up a little bit for this, but I Googled it real quick while I was waiting on the husband to come back, and online these were going from $80, $90 all the way up to a couple $100. So I bought it for $50. And so, but to me, just the history of it all was pretty cool. Now, I don't know, you tell me, did I overpay? If I did, I get it, you know, so sometimes you get caught up in the moment there. And so, so there's that. But I was able to make a bundle deal. So I figured I came up a little bit better ahead on that one because look what else he had there. He had 3 ratchets. And so do you recognize these ratchets? And so you may or may not. Now, if you're a Corvette owner, you would probably recognize this from, I forget what it was. It's like 76 to 90 something, I think it was. If you had those tops on your Corvette, these are the tools that came with it that you needed to get the top off. So notice it says right on here, Corvette. And so, oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. And so that thing just spins real freely. Turn it the other way and away we go. Now, it does need to be cleaned up a little bit. I don't know if I even cleaned it. I just like it the way it is, actually. And so there's that. So there's one. And then this one here didn't quite have that Corvette name on it. It may be down here. I haven't even had a chance to look at that. But they came automatically with these little extensions, and they're mounted on there. I don't know if you can see that. They're mounted on the end of this ratchet, so that way they don't come apart and you don't lose them. But this is how you would tighten it on, or you flip the handle and then you loosen it up and you can take the tops off of your old Corvette. And so how beautiful is that? Now this one here doesn't say it on the head, but it does say it on the handle. It says Corvette. And so now, you know me, I got a lot of ratchets. I've seen all kinds of ratchets, but I've not seen these. Now, maybe you friends out there, you guys see them all the time. First time I ever seen them. And so I thought, you know what? There's no time like the present. So I was asking the guy, I said, well, how much you ask for these? And he was wanting $25 a piece. And I said, I said, that's just a lot of money. And so I said, well, what if I bought the box and all 3 ratchets? And so we negotiated down to just a little bit. And so again, this was a $50 deal, but I got these from $25 down to $10 a piece. Now, will I ever use them? No. Do I have a Corvette? No. But do I have Corvette ratchets? Yes. How many people can say they got some Corvette ratchets? Well, it may not matter in the big scheme of things, but I just thought that was pretty doggone cool. And so I just thought, man, that is neat. So anyways, that was my tool haul that I had here. So again, I paid $30 for those ratchets, the Snap-on $50, Rambler $5. You got those Kmart wrenches that are $3, so on and so forth. You remember everything. And so what's your favorite? Well, I'm going to let you stew on that for just a moment while I get reset up, and you can tell me what your favorite is down in the comments. But I'll give you just a moment. I'll be right back here. Okay, and we're back. And so you had a chance to think about it for just a half a second, literally, probably. And so what was your favorite? What do you think? First of all, how do you think we did? Did we make out real good? Here's the thing. I see these comments come through and they say, man, Jesse, I look forward to your next tool haul because you always find all the good deals. Yeah, sometimes I find some pretty good deals, but sometimes the deals are okay, and I think some of these were okay. Some were pretty good, I thought. But sometimes you don't even win. In fact, on our next tool haul video, I'm going to give you an example where you don't win. And so on this channel, we keep it real. I'm going to show you the good and the bad. So that's coming up. So make sure you be on the lookout for that video. But right now, we're on this video. So what do you think? Do you think we turned out good? And so what was your favorite? Now, for me, I think the Corvette wrenches, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't wait to put them in my drawer. So I really love those. I need to do some research because I need to see who made those and then put it in the appropriate drawer that way. But those were cool. The Snap-on stuff, the midget wrenches and the ratchet and the breaker bar and the sockets and the box. I look forward to maybe one day finding that little tiny T-handle, putting it in there. I think that's going to be cool. Just that box where it has just that embossed logo on it. That's just beautiful, I think. I was thinking about the powercraft. I don't know if I ever said this in the video, but one of my very first jobs, in fact, it may have been my very first job that I ever had, was at Montgomery Ward's. And maybe that's why I'm kind of thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. It kind of brings back some memories that way. So that was kind of cool to put together that set, some missing pieces of the puzzle that way. The Kmart, we had such a good time shooting that video. So loved all your comments about that. Remember, it was Kmart TG&Y, and so it's that video. But probably, now that I narrowed it all down, this is it. It's the Rambler. That is my favorite. And so that is when we first started to learn how to drive, and I just remember having so many good times in that car with my friend Dan, and so I just love that. And so I will keep this and cherish this. Now, I got all kinds of automobile wrenches, nothing this old, of course, but I think for me, it's just cool. How many can say that they have a wrench that dates back to when they first start driving? I think that's kind of neat. Anyways, that's my favorite. What do you think? What's your favorite? Put it in the comments that way. Friends, again, thank you so much. In fact, I was looking at this video, and I was looking at our count. We're past the 500 mark now. We're on our way up. And so our next goal, 1,000. Can you believe that? Now somebody said 10,000. I was reading the comment. It's like, whoa, slow down there. I don't know if we can grow that fast. But anyways, we have some goals. And so we hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, please click subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified whenever we push out a video. Hit that like button as well. So again, thank you so very much. We hope you enjoy this. And until next time, we'll see you there on the next video.